This Tegrity video is about the alphabet and the sounds in Spanish and how to better your pronunciation. First, we're going to look at the alphabet in Spanish, and you'll notice here that there are a few letters that are different than the English alphabet. You have a CH here, and you have an ñ, or an N with a tilde over it. That's different than what we have in the English alphabet. The English alphabet that you learned as a child when we did the sing-song A, B, C, D, E, F, G, that basically taught you the letters of the alphabet. And so this is what this is here, is teaching you just the letters of the alphabet, not necessarily how they sound when put into action in words. Alright, let's go through the first column of the alphabet. Alright, the letters are A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F, G, H, I. Alright, again, they're A, B, C, Ch, D, E, F, G, H, I. Notice that the vowels in this column here are the A, E, and I, and they are pronounced A, E, and I. The letter I in Spanish is sometimes confusing for English speakers because it is pronounced E, and it also sounds like E when it's in vocabulary words, and so it often gets mistaken for our English letter E. Alright, let's look at the second column. The second column, the letters are J, K, L, J, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q. Again, J, K, L, J, M, N, Ñ, O, P, Q. The letter N with a tilde over it has a ñ sound, almost like the letters N, Y in English, like the word canyon. Alright, the last column, the letters are R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Again, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. The letter W is pronounced W, which means actually it means double V. In Spanish there's also a word doble U that means W as well, and then in Spain it's also called V doble. So there are several different words for W. Alright, let's talk about the pronunciation. Alright, the vowels in Spanish are A, I, O, U. A, pronounced like the A as in father in English. And some words that you may have heard before, taco, cuatro, piñata, tortilla. Notice there's no A sound and there's no long A sound. So the letter A is always pronounced in Spanish A, taco, cuatro, piñata, tortilla. The letter E in Spanish is pronounced like E as in bet. Some people say that the letter E is pronounced like a long A sound, which is primarily true, but in the South we tend to take our long A's and make them 2 or 3 syllables long. In Spanish, vowels are very short and concise. There's no Spanish drawl. Alright, the letter E, pronounced E as in bet, is tres, seis, siete. Tres, seis, siete. The letter I is always pronounced like a double E. E is in beat. Alright, the words are cinco, chico, niño. Cinco, chico, niño. The letter O is always pronounced O as in only, like a long O. And the words are dos, como, torta. The letter U is always pronounced like a double U, as a double O, as in boot. Alright, the word is uno instead of uno, but uno, unidos, and burro. Alright, let's talk about some differences in some letters. The letter C in Spanish, if the letter C comes in front of an E or an I, it has an S sound, like the word cinco, doce, or once. You'll see that the letter C here comes in front of an I, there it's in front of a C, in front of an E, and in front of an E. So this word is cinco, doce, and once. If the letter C comes before any other vowels or consonants, it has just a hard C sound or a K sound. So there I've given you this number again, cinco. The first one is an S sound because it comes in front of an I. The second one does not come in front of an E or an I, so it just has a K sound. Cinco, casa, and carro. Another is the letter G. If the letter G comes in front of an E or an I, it has an H sound. So these words are gente, gitano, jirafa. Gente, gitano, jirafa. If it comes in front of any other letter, it has a hard G sound or a G sound. Guatemala, gold, and gracias. The CH in Spanish always has a ch sound, as in church. You've heard words probably like nacho, noche, chimichanga, chimichurri, etc. The letter H in Spanish is silent. The H at the beginning of these words, so this first word is hola instead of hola or hala. It's hola, hombre, and hamburguesa. The letter J always has an H sound, and I always give names here because a lot of you are familiar with sports. And so you'll see a lot of sports players, Hispanic sports players, with names like Jorge, Jose, Javier. The double L always has a Y sound or a Y sound. So these words are tortilla and quesadilla. The ñ always has a ny sound, like canyon, and it's found in words like niño, piñata. The double R is a trill. That is the double R, when you see it in Spanish, you do the trill. If you cannot do a trill, it will be fine. The letter V depends on a speaker. It depends, when I say it depends on the speaker, it really depends on the origin of the speaker. Sometimes it's pronounced like a hard B sound, sometimes a hard V, and then sometimes a B and a V combination, and that's a dialect, meaning that the sounds change depending on where you're from. Much like in the United States, people can tell a southerner from a northerner right off the bat because of the speaking patterns of the dialect. Alright, the X in Spanish has an X sound like éxito or mixto. With the exception of the country Mexico, that X has an H sound, and that word is Mexico. And the letter Y, alone by itself, sounds like E. Alright, and the letter Y in Spanish actually is a word, and it means and. Alright, there's some combinations in Spanish. Alright, the combination GUE in Spanish is pronounced ge, as in guerra, guerrilla, and llegué. The combination QUE is pronounced K, as in queso, quesadilla, bosque. The combination QUI is pronounced ki, as in coqui, quintana, and quince. There is no qua or gua sound in Spanish with the GUE. It's always gay. Alright, the same thing with QUE. Alright, it's always K.